Hello farmers, and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. Bringing some honey over to the candy shop because I think I kind of forgot to do that last episode with the amount of pallets that we have over at the honey spawn. Someone did mention about there is a mod that you can put over the honey spawn point that will distribute it to other production buildings. Kind of interesting. I did not know about that. Part of it kind of rings a bell, but then again it doesn't. We're going to keep on bringing it over with a telehandler, though, because I like doing it. Currently, I like doing it. But as we move on with the series, maybe I'll have a double look at the mod, or first look at the mod, and maybe put it in. But for now, yeah, we're going to use the telehandler and bring the honey on over. Work is being finished over putting in the taters. So our Lamborghini is now free to do other things. You may notice the money is down to $438,000. I've been putting in some more grapevines, and I pretty much stopped because, well, the money's going down, and we got to buy some more equipment for the season, meaning headers for the root crop harvester. Definitely got to buy that stuff because, well, without that, it's going to be kind of hard to harvest things and put it into our production building. Scooch in here, and we'll bring all the honey over. Also, I did check on the cows because I don't think I've been over there yet with you guys, and because I didn't remember myself doing it. But they are making slurry. We have about maybe 5,000 liters of slurry. So slurry is being made. I assume it's going into that slurry pit. But one day we'll find out when we get ourselves a slurry tanker and bring that down to the small BGA. Won't be for a little bit anyways. Because at this point, we just got to find any way to make money. At this point, I'm willing to look at because I'm burning through that original $2 million borrowed. Yeah, we got a $10 million loan now. That is why we got ourselves a wind turbine to kind of offset the loan interest, which will happen at midnight. Nope, I missed that one. So let's go ahead and grab them all. But we got some of our production buildings up and going and making some cash. The candy shop, as you see, the soup production and also the can production is still rocking and rolling. So that's going to be good. This year we should get the potato chip factory up and going, along with a few other things as well. The crop is going into the ground, and we got more crops still to plant. I don't know if we're going to get to April this episode or not. We may do so. I got plenty of work to do up the vineyard because putting down the new vines, as you saw last episode, we were getting where some vines need to be pruned and others don't. Also, we need a plow everywhere where I put down the new vines. So deleting the old vines and putting down the new ones, even though I plowed last season, they need to be plowed once again. So we're going to have to get workers going in there. And of course, the sooner I get the vines all pruned, they will start regrowing at some point. All right, we are done with you. Let's go grab the lamb. Oh, yeah, while we're here, you can see $10 million is what we have borrowed. Any financial advisor will probably look at our monthly report and go, what are you doing? Everything's in the red. Eventually, you'll start going into the white, into the good. Lamborghini, how did you do? You missed a few spots. So we're going to try to cover since I got the potatoes in the planter. Not going to be too concerned about getting every little bit, but I can see a few spots that they missed. Let this slowly unfold. And this planter is going to go back to the main farm. I guess I'm going to call that the main farm for now because, well, one, it is a main farm. We're going to need a shed down by production lane for the bigger stuff, like the cotton harvester that we bought last episode for just under $1 million. Actually, you know what? The worker did rather well. Is that the only corner that's kind of offset a little bit? It seems like it. Yeah, I hope we should have enough potatoes here. Looks like a whole bunch is going to be grown. As we know, potatoes / root crops harvest in great numbers. Yeah, I think we're all set here. They got a little bit of a spot here. Let's grab that. All right, we're going to call that good enough. Can I fertilize right away? Because this field did have a stage of fertilization on it. Thought I asked you to fold up. Thank you. This field does have a fertilization stage on it, but then we plant the potatoes. So can I come right in and start fertilizing is the question. So we can get this field all set for the season. Just a reminder, the only things we have... That's not widespread. The only things we have turned off are no stones, and for the first time in a while for myself, no weeds are going to be grown. So we don't have to do any weeding. So getting another stage of fertilization, which we can see is being applied. This field is going to be all set until harvest time. Is it bad? I'm already looking forward to harvest season already because we need to crop. Even though we got plenty more to do, I still got crop to plant. We got some sunflowers to plant, sugar beet, parsnip. That all needs to be planted in the month of April. Won't take us too long, as we saw the planter that we have. That thing, along with our Anaconda Challenger tractor, gets the crop into the ground nice and quick. A lot quicker than I thought. Just imagine if I got the 30-mile-an-hour planter. If you blink, we'll be done planting. But after this, we're going to skip up to the vineyard so you can see the amount of grapevines that we did put down. Not as much as I was thinking I was going to put down. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I should be starting off this a little bit slow on expanding the vineyard. Just wait and see how long it takes me to get the work done. I was going to buy a field and you know, convert that field over to a, you know, expanded part of the vineyard. But putting down vines costs money. Quite a bit amount of money when you start putting down a whole bunch of them. And that's the crazy thing about the grapes I always thought of. Yes, I do play in a hard economy, so maybe that plays a little part of it as well, but most people say this anyways. For the amount of money you got to spend to get the grape production up and going and all the equipment that you need. Granted, the smaller equipment is relatively cheap, but the harvesters are not. It's the amount of yield to get off of them that kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and we're doing it just for the fun of it. Farming Simulator is not always about just making the money, although it's the main drive behind your farm to be able to, you know, move along and progress. The grapes are going to kind of hold us back a little bit, I think. But you know what? We're going to have everything else going, and we'll make money other ways. Get that little piece there. Turn around, and we'll get this last pass. I say last pass, but rain is on the way, but that's not really going to matter to us because we're not in harvest season. Our first crop should be the wheat field that we bought as is, and couldn't ask for a better field. I mean, that field's in pretty much the best shape that it can be in. It was already planted, already has a 2-stage of fertilizer on it. Does not need lime or need to be plowed. We are not mulching or rolling, something I rarely do on this channel. I got a little spot over here that I missed. Oh, here comes the rain. Alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to park this just over here for now. I'm going to have to do a pickup after the episode, so I'm parking equipment everywhere at this point. Another thing I want to do, just to get my money situation understood where I am, I got to find the sugar beet. Yes, the sugar beet. This needs to be reset. And the reason why we're resetting that is it's going to go down to the store, of course. And now we're going to go down to the store. And we're just going to pick this up. I got super strength turned on. So, yeah, I think it goes in here. Yep. Where is the trigger for selling? We're going to sell this for one reason and one reason only. We bought it last year not really knowing how fast 25 miles an hour was for harvesting, and it was rather fast. We'll repaint for $684. And then we'll get back 13,197. All right. Step out of there. Now we go into the store. All right. Headers. Beet harvesting. Let's go into beet harvesting if I can find it here, which shouldn't be too hard, but I'm having a hard time. Beet harvesting. There we go. We just want the standard. Well, I say standard. It's still 12 miles an hour, which I think is twice as fast as a standard. Yeah, standard would be 6 miles an hour. And that is only 4 meters, and these are 5.4 meters at 12 miles an hour. So we want to go ahead and... I was ready to say, boy, we just sold ours for a lot more because that was 15,000, you idiot. Yeah, this is 10,000. The only thing we're going to be doing is changing the color over to pink because that is the crop type color on the PDA page is pink. So go ahead and buy that. So yeah, we need that header. The other header we need, I do have one of these, right? Yes, I do. So we got that. Perfect. Potato technology. Let's scroll on down, and we're going to do the same thing here. Is potatoes like a dark brown color? I do believe it is. It's going to be a terrible color, but that's what we have. So these headers are cheaper than I thought they were, which is good. I thought they were 25, but they're only 10. We're going to need a parsnip harvester header. Is that under miscellaneous? It is. Parsnip. 12 mile an hour. Yep, that's what we want. What color is parsnip on the PDA page? Okay, kind of like a... Okay. Let's go on down here. Parsnip. And let's see here. Do I want to do it? I mean, is that kind of close? You know what I can do? Because I do have customize. We do have this here. Ooh, I don't even know how to even get to that color. And not a metallic color. Apply. Yeah, we'll do that. The heck with it. Close enough. I can fiddle around that with all day long. Is that all the headers I need? Do I have them all? We should have a carrot header. We do. Parsnip we got. Red beet we got. We got potatoes. And we got the sugar beet. So I think that's all the headers that we need. All right, so that's good. We're all set with those headers. All right, so that does leave me 421,000. Good, good, good. I do like that. And I can't help it. I got to turn off the interactive zone markers. I don't know why, they just drive me nuts. And I like them off because it leaves me feel more immersed into the map itself. All right, we need to zip up to the vineyard so you can see what I've been doing up there, which is nothing more really than putting down some more grapevines. Let me actually go into fly mode so you can see just a little bit better from aerial view. So before, this used to be 3 separate vineyard fields. Vineyard fields? 3 separate vineyards. And now it's all one. And you can see I got some pruning to do, but it all needs to be plowed. If we spin around here, this is the white grapes that we got to do ourselves. Course play will not work on that. And of course, the expanded vineyard over here. This used to be 2 separate vineyards, but now it's just one. So that all needs to be plowed. I was going to put another one over here, but the money was getting kind of tight. At least I thought it was, and maybe it will be. Still got more stuff to buy, but we got that little space where this one used to be right here. We can always expand there later on, but this year I think we're going to leave it as is. But all this needs to be plowed now, and some of it needs to be limed as well, and of course pruned. And we are going to start off ourselves by doing the white grapes because we have to do it. Course play will not. And someone did ask, did I try setting up course play using both implements? We're going to try that here shortly. Let me turn that on though. Let me put our subsoiler down. And we'll get the white grapes ready to go. I thought I left myself enough room to turn around with the other vineyard. I hope I left myself a little bit more room than I got here. Ooh, I took that corner rather well, actually. From what I remember doing on pruning the vines, it used to be very, very finicky. Hopefully I can keep this up and not get caught up anywhere. As someone mentioned previously in the series, you could put a pruner on the front and also one on the back. But since I'm using mostly coarse play to do the red vines, that may not work. And I think I did that on No Man's Land. I don't remember if I did or didn't. Hard to believe No Man's Land episodes were 3 years ago. In some ways, it feels like just the other day FS22 came out. And I was starting on Elm Creek and going, oh, we're going to be able to do some grapes and some olives. Which does make me wonder, what does the next farming simulator, what are they going to introduce to the game? That'll be kind of interesting. But looking at the last 2 editions of Farming Simulator with the grapes and olives in the last of FS22, it seemed interesting, but I don't think many people do it, if at all. In FS19, horses were introduced, and at first that seemed rather interesting, and then I don't think many people do horses anymore. Honestly, though, if you look at the vegetables, would I be doing the vegetables if it wasn't for the Mark Thor modded root crop harvester? Probably not. I just remember doing the veggies on Zelanka. Having a harvester with not a capacity into it, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to get the job done on single player. If you're playing multiplayer, then it's a little bit easier. Springtime, where the temperatures start to climb up. You do get the rain. Although, at least where I live in the springtime, it kind of sucks a little bit going outside, because along with the rain, you get the snow melt and the ground just gets very, very soggy and muddy, and, well, we all know that routine mostly. So in just a moment, we're going to set this off on worker on maybe I'll start on the hill over there, because I don't think Horseplay is going to have a problem turning around on the hill. May have a slight problem with the fence over here. And if we do, I can always just delete a little bit of the grapevines and cut back from the fence. That way the worker has room to turn around. Hopefully this year, with the amount of extra grapes that we added, it's going to make it just a little bit more worth our while to get this done. I know it's only been the first year, but I am kind of having some fun with the grapes. I just think it's because I haven't done it in so long. I don't mind it. Oh yeah, and I have seen all the comments from last episode. Picking on me just a little bit because I was trying to use Courseplay with no implement on it. And of course, Courseplay was like, oh, so you want to do some work in a silo bunker. It's like, no, I want to work in a vineyard. But at least I remembered halfway through, like, hey, Peanut, how about you put an implement on it? So Courseplay can understand what you're trying to do. Yeah, that works. As I've said before, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. pretty sure I'm still making mistakes as we speak. I really don't need to be having the pruner on, but it was one more pass. Now this, the only thing this field needs really is the lime. Let me turn the pruner off. Let me pick that up here. Alright, so when I set up course play with the pruner in mind, it's got to be set to work on the vines because the pruner already has an offset on it. So, let's give this a whirl, shall we? Create job. Field work. If I select, boom, that field there. And we want to kind of work in that general direction. Open up right side of vine, left side of vine, on the vine. Total tools per course. I don't know how that's gonna, how many tools can work together. More information in the help menu. I'm just gonna leave it working on the vine because this should work. Vine to skip, I'm gonna say skip 2. That way it should have an easier way to turn around. And of course, now it wants me to start on the other side. Why not? I was trying to start on this side because I got the vines kind of close to the incline in the ground going up to the production building. Alright, so I'm going to lower that down. I want to turn on the pruner. I'm just going to start it myself. Why aren't we pruning? Alright, that is not working. Alright, so what may be happening is it may have gone off on the plow itself. Alright, let me let me just drop down for, I'm a little confused though. Why is that not pruning? Is it because it's springtime and not the fall? Can I only prune this in the fall? That's going to really put a damper on things. I'm going to have some vines that are not going to produce. Unless it's going to reset on its own, which I don't think it's going to. But that sucks. You can only plant these in the spring. Well, I guess we'll have to let it be. Because that's not mattering at all. Well, let me just drop that there, I guess. Alright, now I'm going to have to reset course play. Alright. Create job. Yep, let's try this again. Select field. It's this field here. Alright, I'm going to start you off in this corner here since you want me to start in this corner, right? Open up course. Now I'm going to do it work on the right side of the vine. Skip 2, generate course. And now you want me to start over on the other side. Let me look at that course again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me try that again. I've never done really a skipped line before, and I think it is skipping the lines completely. Left side of the vine. Vine to skip none. Generate course. This whole series kind of hinges on you working correctly. So anyone that does work with the grapes know well enough the situation that we're in for the pruning part, that is. Why can I not prune them now? Is it because they're technically in the growing stage? How much room do you need to turn around there, Junior? If you need that much room to turn around, this is going to be a problem. This has not gone well no matter which way I do it. I mean, courseplay is working. Unfortunately, this is I'm not going to ask what else can go wrong with this setup, but it's getting close. Well, that already tells me already that I know that the other vines are not going to work because they're going to be way too close to the fence line. If you need that much room to turn around. Come on, Francine. Yeah, the rest of the video is going to be us sitting here watching Francine go to work. Well, the concept works. We can see that. It's just a matter of you need room, way more room than I thought, for the tractor to turn around. That's why I was trying to skip vines. When I was skipping vines, it looked like I was going to skip them and not go back to them. And maybe by skipping vines, it wouldn't have to turn as wide. Wowzers. Going as planned. Not really. Not really at all. But, you know, this is part of it. I'm kind of here to learn myself and maybe show you guys how it's done. But maybe, like I said, some of you out there have already done this and can just advise. But if you have done it, you should... Well, the vines weren't down really just yet. But you could have said, by the way, you need a big turning radius for this to work. Because eventually, you know, I was thinking about buying field number 94 and putting the vines in there and doing all the work. But it's so expensive to put these down, and you don't get no money back by deleting them either. Yeah. All right, so enough staring at that. I think we stared at that long enough. Let me just double check on some things here. Make sure I got the planting seasons right. Oh, sugar beet we can plant now. I thought that was for next month. All right, so we got to put that. We can go ahead and put the sugar beet in. And what is left? Should be the parsnip next month, and then the sunflowers are next month. All right, so while this is not working out well, yeah, just wait one more time. If she gets stuck again, I'll have to complete this myself. I thought for sure there's going to be plenty of room. And maybe I'll have to do some, yeah. Maybe I got to figure out how to skip the lines, and it'll work out fine later on. All right, just park it right here. So pruning doesn't matter right now, so I just got to go ahead and plow, which I should have all year to do that. Let's go grab, which I don't know where it is. No, that's not what we want. All right, there you are. There's the planter. Let's go put in some sugar beet, shall we? Because that's going to be kind of key for our candy production to move on. This job is not going to take long at all. Let's switch that over to sugar beet. It's around here somewhere. There we go. And this is really only going to take probably about a minute and a half at most. Oh, we got out of there. I was wondering if I was going to get hung up on something. Just kind of curious. What is the sugar plant? How is that looking? How much sugar beet is left in that thing from last season? Sugar. Yeah, so we're going to be out of regular sugar beet. So, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out to get the sugar production going even more. Of course, we could, do sugarcane harvesting, which I'm not sure I'll do in this map or not. But we could always take some sugar beet that we harvest and cut it up. And that way we'll have regular sugar beet making into sugar and cut sugar beet making some sugar. And that's why we're putting it in the bigger field, because we need more of it. Alright, as you can see, going right on in, just what I love, a direct drill, or a planter in this case. Field to our left, that's going to be where the sunflowers go, and the field to the right, well, that's where the parsnip is going to go. So now with the extra money I got left over, when I say extra money, I spent $9.5 million, and I'm still trying to expand. Although the good thing around here, the land is, I don't want to say on the cheap side, but after playing on American Falls for a little bit now, the land around here I think is cheap. So maybe we can buy some more land and put some more crop into it. Although I just got to remember what I said at the beginning. I don't need to be planting every crop every season. So I don't need every field to have a different crop in it that we want to do. Some years we'll have to skip on it. But the thing is, with the candy production, we're making a whole bunch of different type of candies from all the sugar that we're producing. Going to drill a little bit into our paved stone over here. It's all good. And the other good thing about a root crop harvester, that will hold 250,000 liters. I could mod it up to 1,000,000 liters, but I don't think we need one that big. But by doing 250,000 liters and the production buildings being right across the street, we don't really need a trailer to unload into. We can harvest the field, bring the harvester right on over to the production building and unload directly into it. Now, we may have to put down a silo. I don't know when it comes to the potato chip production how many potatoes that can hold. I expect to get a good amount of potatoes, but if we need to, we'll put a silo down right across from the potato production, and that could be used for anything in the future if we get too much crop of something. I don't know. I'm still thinking about the grapes over there. Every time I think I take a step forward, I take a step and a half back on that. We are just about there. I just gotta Like I said, if I can figure out how to make the turning radius a little bit narrower, that would be great. But now I know... I mean, I guess I could delete the fence line like I talked about, but I don't want to really do that over by the other grapes. But I am going to... If I leave the fence line in, I'm going to delete a decent amount of what I put in. Also noticing with this planter, I don't seem to be going through the seed and the fertilizer as much. And that is our sugar beet field planted for the year. One stage of fertilization in. We'll have to do another one here next month when the crop grows. Turning radius, not the greatest with it, but we'll get around. Actually, I'm going to park it over here because I'll probably get to planting the sunflowers first in the month of April. Let me switch that over to sunflowers so it's ready to go. There we go. And that is all set. Okay, so what do we got here? What do we got? Oh, what's out over here? Water. I need water over here to make more strawberries. I'm kind of glad I'm not turning on everything and selling it directly, although we would, of course, make money from it, because these greenhouses are going through the material that we put in rather quickly. I think we got a good amount of strawberries already over at the candy production. Actually, we don't hardly have any strawberries over here. Wow, how many strawberries is that going through? 2 strawberries to make 3 candy. I mean, okay. So, let's get over there and take care of the greenhouses. The question I have for myself is, one, okay, the truck is here. Where's the water tanker going to be at? It's already over there. All right, well, we're over here with the flatbed. One thing I probably should check on here is anything extremely good on price. Oh, yeah, the one thing I was noticing about, like, the premium edition crops, like the carrots, parsnips, and red beet, those products there, that price does not fluctuate that much at all. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. The candy sells best in June, so we got a few more months on that. How much is left in the production buildings? Oh, we are done. Oh, you got a lot of carrots left over. But we're almost out of space there. So let's go ahead and we'll grab all that material. We're going to go sell it down. I assume it's going to be at the candy shop right now. Restaurant, market stall. So is the restaurant, again, that little place we put down, is that what it's called? That's the market stall. Where's the restaurant? Resale, cereal. If I just mark it, it might be easier for you to find it. Wait, farmer's market? Market stall. Okay. Don't want to get... Gonna probably get those mixed up once in a while. Restaurant, way over there. Okay. Let's see here. So, the carrot soup and the carrots. Carrots and carrots. Carrots and carrots. Scroll down until we get to them. See what the big difference is in the price. So 1064 to 1074. So it's like 15, you know, a little bit there and here. Yeah, the price isn't that different. So we'll just sell it all down here, down the street. Make it a little bit easier. Yeah, this is going to be an issue in the future of how I want to do this. So before I pulled into that field and backed in, but once the crop grows, I really gotta figure out how to do this, and maybe get a smaller truck in the future to make these corners. Wait for traffic to clear out. I mean, we can get around in here. It's just that the chassis of this truck is rather long, as you can see. So get ourselves like a cab over truck would not be a bad idea. But for now, we're going to stick with this. And let's back up and grab these. Let's bring some money in, shall we? Alright, I'm going to wait for this stuff to spawn in. I'm going to keep gathering it up. We'll grab what's over on this side as well. And we'll go make some sales. Actually bring in some money. Well, apparently we got a full load. I'm kind of confused on that because it's stacked at 3 tall in some areas, 2 tall in some other areas, and only 1 stack at the rear. But it could be I'm maxed out on pallets. But this is a pretty darn good load, so let's go ahead and sell this. Now before, I think when someone made a comment, if I go through the gas station, I can get to the sell point. I think what they're trying to say is drive through close to the gas station, which is going to be kind of hard to get into. And then I can pull into the sell point a little bit easier. I think this is what they meant. Well, not running into the tent. That's something I added right there. See if I can sell this all in one go, but it probably won't work. So our first year of crops. I didn't get it all in one go. About 113, about 114,000. 114,000 from those crops. I'll let you go because I'm trying to turn around. So that's pretty darn good. It's a step in the right direction. A small step. A very, very small step, and you got to pay back 10 million. But once we get all the productions really going and we start making money every year, we'll get that money back. And as I said before, it's not really too much about the money, although it is the driving force behind any business, which is what we're trying to grow here. But we'll eventually get that 10 million paid back off. We're going to drop that off, and now I'm going to drive all the way over to the greenhouses, grab our water tanker and put some water in there, and maybe add some more fertilizer and seed to keep the strawberries going. But if we look at our stock market page, because I kind of forget to look at this once in a while. Okay, so we don't really have that much material currently to sell. 266,000 is what we got, although some of this material we're not selling. That is for stock, for production buildings, so on and so forth. Anyways, let's get over to the greenhouses, get some water into them, some more fertilizer and seed, as I said, so we can keep on making strawberries to keep the candy shop extremely happy. Let's see if we got full of water here or not. Oh, we are full of water. Now the only thing I gotta do is turn around. Wait, is that one of my greenhouses I got to put in the water to? It is. Okay, so that makes it kind of convenient. Wait, is that all the water it takes? Because it stopped already. And where are we for that? Right here. So that doesn't hold that much. Actually, it doesn't hold that much material overall, I just noticed. Alright. Now, I do believe I activated the Omatana open air gardens, which means I should have the production that comes with it that I can put the water into, and it'll distribute to all the greenhouses. And that will hold a good amount of water, seed, and fertilizer. But for now, we're going to keep on doing what we've been doing. Oh, the water tanker's at both sides. Ah, I see. And one thing I haven't figured out yet is still how to get this so everything lines up correctly. You know, the small water tanker would work better here, honestly, because they don't hold that much water. They don't hold that much water at all. Is that under miscellaneous? No, probably just under animals then. And yeah, we'll get another one of these for that much. And buy that. Kind of turn that quickly to get it into the shed. Kind of. Now, this tanker is not going to go to waste by sitting here. Although this tanker is not that expensive anyways. It's like 25 grand. Can still use this for many other applications. Like moving cow slurry around would be fine. We still need water over at the other buildings. Well, let me grab this little fella here. Drop that off. I'm going to head on down to the store in the rain, grab the water tanker, come back, and yeah, since those greenhouses don't hold that much, it's not going to take me too much to take care of that. The joys of driving an open air tractor on a rainy day. It's like taking a shower when you forgot to. This should make working in the greenhouses a lot easier instead of trying to move around that tanker and truck to put the water in. I thought the greenhouses held more water than that. But now that I know, because I wasn't paying attention before, this will make the work a little bit easier. And plus we get to use this tractor more, which is nice. Is it here? Hey, I found the fill-up spot right away. I can grab water from the Omatana seed hut as well, but we'll just try to grab it right from the well. And this makes it easier just to turn right around. And we're making strawberries again in both greenhouses. Alright, now you can't turn that off while filling up. Alright, both should be full. Let me just double check to make sure. At least on water they're full. That one's full, and that one's full. So, the only thing I really need to work on, which has been a continuous theme here, is on the Vineyard. I'm going to fiddle around with course play just a little bit, see if I can get that turning radius down a little bit. It would make the working progress more. The other option I do have, other than deleting some of the vines down at that end, and maybe at this end, but at that point it starts to make this vineyard a little bit smaller. These vines here, after seeing how much turning radius I need, these white vines that we did, that's fine because I got to do the work there myself. But I barely had enough room, and you can see how much turning radius we got here. Not a lot, so I'd almost have to delete it like right up to here maybe? Possibly, to give myself plenty of turning room. Because that would kind of suck, because that's going to be about $20,000 worth of vines I put down that I got to turn around and delete. But I'll have a little bit of a look at Courseplay and see if I can make that turning radius a little bit tighter if I can. The other option I was going to do, and I talked about it early on, was buy another field to put more vines in. It was going to be this one right here. I think I can delete that fence, which would do if I were to do this. Let me go into construction. If I go demolish, can I... Yeah, it does turn red, so I can delete that. Yeah, red is delete. Wait, do I have to be on this side of the fence to delete? What do you have to be? Yeah, I have to be on this side of the fence to delete it. Interesting. But we could delete the fence. I mean, I suppose if I bought this field here, deleting the fence would just give us open areas. Farmland, how much is that field? 126,000. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad field to have overall. I could possibly put like cotton or something like that into it. But yeah, I'll look more into these grapevines and Courseplay in between episodes. But you know what? We're getting it figured out. Or at least I'm getting it figured out as I go along here. But if anyone does have an answer about the pruning on the grapevines, why can't I prune them this early in the season? And it kind of sucks because planting can only be now. Let me just double check on that to be sure. Let's see, it's white grapes. Well, we just want to use... Yeah, so you can only plant or put down in March, April, May. As you saw, we tried putting them down last fall. We couldn't. So when you plant them and you get the dead vegetation on it, how do you get rid of it? I mean, do I have to wait until end of harvest season? I have no idea why we can't get rid of it. Why we can't prune it. I wonder when the grapes do start growing on it, will they just change over since I planted them this spring? Have no idea. But a lot of work still needs to be done on these vines. Doesn't say it needs lime, but it does need plowing. And of course, they'll need fertilization, but that won't be too hard to do with the wonderful machinery that we got. I even forgot what it's called now. Oxbow? I think it's the Oxbow pack. This harvester slash fertilizer spreader, sprayer. Yeah, Oxbow. That can be converted and spray 4 rows at once, which is nice. All to go ahead and make that product right there, which was not a whole lot last year. But you know what? It was better than none. And hopefully this year the harvest will be better if I can get it figured out. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.